Well, hello. Welcome to today's Dashcam Diary with Disabled with me, chronically happy. I'm Grinch-y today. Grinch, Grinch, Grinch. Alright, moving the camera over. I think the best I got. I can't really move my hand anymore. I have both hands on the steering wheel. I'm alive. I have quite a long day ahead of me on 4 hours of sleep. I want Dutch Brothers so bad. I do not have time to go. If I don't time, I'm going to show up at the farm. I haven't even put it in my GPS yet. Get the other angle now. As long as I don't accidentally push the damn button. Alright, get my address in. 19 miles. 8:44. Much better than yesterday's 9:05. Ugh, I could barely get out of the house. I was up until 2 a.m. finishing the bells for my wreath making class this evening. 0 things made to sell. If anything, I grabbed things to give away for free. So yesterday I wanted to really kind of talk about how kind people have been. And some kids behaving not on their best behavior. But the parents know, and the parents interjected right away, so I do have hope for parenting these days still. Not for all. I think it really varies on location, on where these people grow up and where they live, and I guess really their social status. Which isn't not always necessarily true. There's outliers. There's always, generalizations about certain classes and certain everything, whatever. ADHD brain, I don't even want to talk about it anymore. I'm bored. I'm bored with that topic. I gotta get around this guy. So, brain fart, so tired. This getting up early is for the birds. Not for me. Bird is the word. I haven't decided if I'm keeping the Santa hat or not. I think I would rather keep the Santa hat while also having these little ears. I really want to show off my entire Grinch outfit, but also I don't want to get dirty, so I have my overalls again. And it's hard because I want to look all cutesy, but I also don't want to get dirty because I want to look cutesy in my outfit tonight, so I hate to sound entitled, but first world problems. They're ridiculous. I don't want to be dirty. I grew up in the outdoors. I love the outdoors and I love getting dirty, honestly. But when it comes to my fashion and looking good for later, I want to look good later. I gotta put my protective bib on, overalls. I'm very thankful for, because Washington State Parks, in conjunction with the VA program that is only held in Colorado State, is a state-run program with federal funding. Has that been cut? Probably with Trump. I don't know. But I don't think he's very keen on the environment and trying to save it. He's all about using the minerals and resources that we have, which creates all kinds of environmental impacts. And yet the government, when working in forestry and such, you have to get proposals, and it takes like 5 to 6 years in order to cut down any trees or having any kind of wood business, tree business. People do not like when their trees are cut down. Me, I understand the reasons why, because I got a Bachelor of Science in Forestry. And then I'm working at a tree farm. Of course I'm okay with cutting down trees. But these people that have tree farms, that is their entire livelihood, is selling Christmas trees. And I'm not going to lie, the farm that I work at, their trees are expensive. It is worth it to get a fake tree, artificial tree, because they cost just as much as a real tree that dies every single year, loses its needles. And believe me, I've known people that have left their tree up almost year round, and it was just all dead. The needles were coming off, like, it was crazy. But fond memories, like, I thought they were crazy for leaving it up and not getting rid of it because they were just too busy. And I can't say they're lazy, but like, I love my cousins. I lived with them for a short amount of time. My mom's identical twin. So genetically, my half brother, because we just have different dads. Our moms share the same DNA. Their genes have mutated differently, so their children, the environment, nature versus nurture, in a lot of aspects. And the environment I chose to put myself in with the military did me no favors with my medical genetics, and turning things on that should not have been turned on in my DNA, but were because of the military and the high stress environment for years that it puts a body under. I could go to Dutch Brokers. I can't be late today, and I guarantee I would be late if I stopped. I'm trying to be early so I can set up. I got yelled at yesterday for parking and unloading the car right where I needed to. And I have so much stuff to pack up today. I'm going to have to try and pawn some of the stuff off into my parents' car, because I want to go directly from the farm to wreath making. So that's why I'm trying to look a little bit more put together today. I could not bear to do any eye makeup, and besides that, my eye makeup's in Washington. I need to drive up to Washington and get it, and it's going to be right before the holidays, and so I need to reach out to my friends that live in Washington and see what they're doing on what days of the holiday. One person that I know that lives up there, that lives in Yakima, her and her father don't celebrate holidays. They are Jehovah's Witness, and I absolutely adore her and her dad. I absolutely love them. I don't know if she watches my channel much anymore, but if she does, I love you. Bad angle, I know. I can't help it. Not with my phone having jacked up. No phone holder. Sorry for the bad angle, but not sorry. I mean, it's just who I am. Like it or don't like it. I have a fat puppy. Oh, my lymph nodes were swollen. That's probably why. Like, I had a little bit of an extreme fat face or double chin the other day in my video. But I'm always most critical of my own self. It's body dysmorphia. You know, it's not as bad as some other generations, so I can say that. I'm not about to go out and get a whole bunch of surgery and facelifts and Botox. Although, Botox does seem to help certain people with migraines. And, you know, I would have to do a little bit more digging on that. Like, I watched way too much kind of trash YouTube videos and commentary people that definitely have biases, but also use the product, so they, they're not 100% against it, but I just don't see why every woman wants to try and be the same. But according to one of my male friends, they want the same thing too. They all are shown this, what the ideal man is, or if you listen to, or had listened to Tate, eye roll, if I could show the biggest eye roll while I'm still driving. Yeah. I don't condone any of that. Trad wives. Hey, I understand it's a thing, you know, who doesn't want to work and get given all this money, you know, basically be a trophy wife. But that comes with stipulations, so you have to be willing to be with a man that is not necessarily attractive in order to get financial needs met. And what is everybody else's hot take on this? You know, sugar daddies, sugar mamas, and supposedly this is a lonely guy era. I haven't seen too many more influencers or content creators talk about it. I hate using the word influencer, but I understand that, yes, people are influenced by what they watch, and it's always been a thing. But it's all in your mind. You gotta be able to distinguish what's real and what's fake, and that is so hard to do with AI these days. So I feel like the United States and the world has a bit of a problem in the future with, you think misinformation and information sharing is bad now? Just wait. Just wait until AI, I mean, it already is. AI is already here. AI is already controlling and using people's likeliness. And yeah, I know the term I don't like so much, but it's becoming a thing. There's a very controversial YouTube, well, aka really big talk user who started out on Musically, then went to streaming on Twitch, and then she discovered TikTok. I'm not even going to want to mention the name, but if anybody knows anything about a lot of social media people, this person has had millions of followers, either for false hope and that they are going to recognize and acknowledge that they have a problem, but they never do. There's been calls, multitudes of calls trying to get her locked away and 5150, but she's a grown adult, and maybe she needs to be in conservatorship, but not with her mom, because her mom causes problems. So here I am talking about this content creator, influencer, air quote, influencer. I can't do both hands, sorry, I'm driving. Initials with the EC, and I really just don't even want to give her any kind of credit for anything, but she's been around, and she, I'm not sure which generation grew up with her. I'm still learning the generation and the gaps between each one. My morning ramblings on barely any sleep, a lot of useless knowledge, I'm not gonna lie, a lot of useless knowledge, but informative nonetheless. I have to try and keep up with social media trends, know the ins and outs of who's being talked about and who doesn't, on top of, trying to form my own niche with these dash cams, These are like my innermost thoughts. This is what I would write in a diary. You know, instead I am verbally spewing my diary thoughts, and not all diaries are fluid. And I would say, like, for a great example, the diary of Anne Frank, like, her writing was impeccable and beautiful. Her words and, you know, thoughts and everything, you know, to be able to publish somebody's diary, their innermost thoughts, to publish that takes a lot of guts and strength to be able to admit that I'm not perfect. I'm being as real as I can be with my ADHD brain, my pain brain, my meltdowns, my PTSD, my anger. You know, all of this is a part of me, and I'm working on making those versions of myself better so I can respond better to those around me, so I can maintain my relationships with people and just be a general good human being. Paying it forward, making people smile, giving free gifts, free things that I would really normally have just given away anyways. But it takes the right person to want to accept that gift, and not knowing who without cosplaying and without going to rave events. You don't know what somebody's into, but the general consensus is with children of various ages, and I know adults that absolutely love Hello Kitty. I love Hello Kitty, and I'm like 40-something years old. 45 to be exact. I'm not afraid to. I'm no shame on my age game. I call it leveling up every year, so that's how I feel about aging as I level up with a full year's worth of new knowledge and social interactions that I'm getting better at. I do terrible in certain people situations. I say the wrong thing, and I'm technically unfiltered. I am unfiltered a lot of the time, and I have to, it's so hard for me to mask. To mask 24/7 is exhausting. So instead of masking, I try to just be the real me and the honest me, but I need to learn how to read the room better. My social cues are just not where they should be compared to, I mean, what should be the social norm? Should we give people more grace for being brutally honest, but to a fault? It's not, the intent is not to ever make anybody feel bad. And sometimes we don't have that, it's that impulse thing. We don't have that extra line of processing to filter, like, oh, I probably shouldn't say this. And I had a great, I don't know if I can come up with the exact example that I just thought just came racing across my head like a horse racing from this side to this side about, please stay there, phone. I just need a second. I just need a second for a drink. Not ruining my lipstick, my lip stain. Which this stuff, I absolutely love the color. I love the color of this lip stain and lipstick. It stains it, but it always stays around the edges, and so, like, always in the middle, it wears off fast. And sometimes I smear the crap out of it because I forget it's on my face. Yeah, ADHD, brain all over the place. I'm telling you, I'm not medicated. I am not medicated, guys. Contrary to somebody's freaking comment. And thank you. Thank you to the person that replied to that other comment on that other video about this person, like, The two sentences do not make sense together. They do not make sense. I don't understand what their comment means. So I think I should get a whole bunch more of my friends and be like, hey, can you go to this video and like start trolling this guy in my comment section for me? So that way I don't get like against my own community standards. Maybe some of y'all could have some throwaway accounts or something. I'm having several accounts on YouTube because I have a multitude of emails I can sign in on YouTube and watch my own videos for watch hours, which is, I feel like, cheating. I don't condone cheating because I'm a gamer, and I absolutely despise gamers because it takes credibility away from people that work very hard at gaining the skills to be able to play first-person shooters and have the reaction time, have map awareness, have a team that communicates with you. So communicating randomly and multiplayer is extremely difficult because you don't have communication with other people, with calling out, unless you play the mode search and destroy, and a lot more people do communicate more. So it brings me out of my comfort zone when I play search and destroy, and especially I would say it's maybe easier with people that I've played with before, and I'm just not that great at this new Call of Duty Black Ops 7. I know, topic to topic. I can't even finish a complete freaking story about anything. ADHD brain when I'm barely awake on like less than 4 hours of sleep, if that. Maybe I got 4. I don't know. I was so tired. I was yawning. I was so dead trying to make those bells last night. I did them. I did all 20. There are 2 bells that are not completely finished, but I ran out of twine. What do? You run out of twine, and so you have 2 sets of bells that maybe somebody could still actually use and wrap it around the wreath on one side longer than the other, so that they do sit at different levels. So if you all haven't watched my video from last night, where I'm talking about bells being the bane of my existence or something like that. Like I said, I can't remember. I am so tired, guys. This is unmedicated me. This is unmedicated. And my brain is just a mile a minute with like so many different thoughts and ideas and things that I'm doing and things that I'm trying to get accomplished. I have all of these fir boughs in the back. I didn't get to that pile on top of the tote last night. I should have done that first before the bells, but if I had done that, I really would have not gotten the bells done. I really don't think I would have gotten them done. Gosh, I love my Grinch outfit. It's the little things in life that cheer me the F up, guys. Seriously. Even if I can't remember a darn thing right now and finish a story to save my life, maybe I'll try and listen back to my video and be like, okay, I need to write these key points down. If I'm going to get this video made correctly how I want to make it, without editing, of course. I don't edit my stuff. I just film in one single swoop unless I press pause. And my phone doesn't get hung up on because somebody calls me in the middle of my recording or pausing. Which thankfully nobody's called yet today. I was so angry yesterday, I answered the phone. And I just cursed. I said, I don't want your effing Medicare, you stupid B word. And I hung up. I am so sick of these scam likely calls. So sick of them. I don't know if anybody else is getting the ridiculous amount that I'm getting per day. And they start at 7 o'clock in the morning, guys. These stupid mother truckers wake me up starting at like 7 in the morning on the weekends even. On the weekends. I think I've even got one as early as 6. Oh, I want to kick them in the teeth. I do not condone violence. Disclaimer, do not ever threaten people with violence. It doesn't do you any good. But you catch me at the wrong time, dude, and I'm furious about something else, and this phone call is going off with scam likely on it or some random other phone call. Because I've answered some of those other random cloned phone numbers just to have the same spiel, and then the automatic system doesn't even listen to your answer. That's how you know it's a scam. Like, my favorite thing to do is when they ask if I have parts Medicare and B, I say no. Usually that will prompt the machine to be like, sorry, you don't qualify. Other times it will be like, great, let me send you to somebody else. Or they ask one more question, and what is that question? Oh my gosh, I'm almost at the tree farm. I can't think of that question. Oh, my age. They ask, then they ask me my age, regardless of if they get the answer correctly or not about my Medicare Part A and B. They ask my age, and I tell them 12 or 16. And that sometimes will be like, oh, you don't qualify. But then there's sometimes they're the scammers that their automatic machine, no matter what you say, yes, no, 5 years old, 12 months old, whatever you tell them, they don't listen and they try to transfer you anyway. So it's so hard to distinguish who is who. I try to let it just go to voicemail because I've tried every tactic, guys. I've tried hanging up on them without answering. I have tried answering and giving them incorrect information. I have tried everything. I've tried everything to get them off my back, and nothing works. I need to find another do not call list or something. And if I do, I will post it in one of my next videos. I still need to do my pharmacy advent calendar, guys. I am so behind on content creation besides these dash cams. And I'm sorry, this is about all you're going to get. And I have so many other ideas of how I want to do my other videos with time-lapsing and making things in front of the camera and then doing voiceover. Like, that is my dream, to start doing content like that. But I have not had time. I've been really rushed with making my crafts, and I'm getting here 20 minutes in advance. Thank goodness. That's probably going to take me the whole 20 to set up. But I have everything in the rightful toes this time around, and I organized everything before I went to bed to try to mitigate any kind of held upness, because I have to sleep until the last minute. I know it takes me exactly a half hour to get my medicine taken, brush my teeth, get dressed. It takes me 30 minutes just to do those 3 things. It's like 10 minutes each thing. And then I needed to load everything into my vehicle because there was no way I was doing it late at night last night. But I'm about ready to go because I'm pulling into the farm now. I just wanted to do a quick other video. I have 2 other videos trying to upload. So you guys are gonna gravel road. You guys are gonna end up getting 3 videos in one day, and I'm only gonna promote one. And I'll have to watch all 3 of them to figure out which one I want to promote and show the best version of myself while also still being real. My ADHD brain's all over the place this morning. I'm a brain fog. I was calling things different things this morning. I need seriously way more caffeine and a lot more water to do this. So anyway, I love you all. I hope y'all have a good one. That's my last day doing this. Peace out.